doing? It is 1 a.m. and I am still not able to fall asleep. As many as you know, I started this podcast because I wanted to talk about perimenopause and menopause. And I've had great friends on here talking about their journey in both of these categories. And yet here I find myself still struggling. And in between my perimenopause, which started at 45, and I am 53, and I still have a cycle. Yep, you heard that right. I still have a cycle. It's not as intense as it was before, but it still comes. You know, my breast still gets sore. My mood swings are like a pendulum now. I can go from very mild to just the extreme. And it's like, what in Hades is going on? Then the hot flashes. Oh, yes. Let's talk about those hot flashes. They come at extremely inopportune times. And for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, they are like hell on wheels. And no, I've never been to hell, but yeah. And they start from the crown of my head and it goes all the way down. And I'm sweating like there's no tomorrow. And let's talk about those mood swings. Yeah, let's go back to that for a second. Let me just tell you that right now I am currently seeking therapy. In the essence of a counselor, because I've always struggled with depression. But I find that since my perimenopause and walking this journey of perimenopause into menopause, my mood swings are definitely like a pendulum. They swing from mild to extreme. And I found myself saying that I just really needed to get the help that I needed. And I'm thankful that I did. And I will say to you guys, don't be afraid of getting the help that you need, right? Because as I was talking to my GYN, she was also telling me that, you know, back in the 1500s and even before, people thought that women were witches and all kinds of stuff because most likely they didn't realize that the woman was going through a change of life. And when you're going through a change of life, it is truly unnerving, you know. You have your mood changes, you have the desire for sex, or if you want to say your libido diminishes or becomes, you know, or you are just no longer interested. You have the night sweats. Oh, those nasty night sweats. OMG. I'm either my fan is on, my fan is off. My air conditioner is on, the air conditioner is off. It ranges in one night. It's a gamut, you know, and it's like, you know, I either need it to be really, really cold or just right, you know, just with the fan. You know, or else, yeah, now I find myself having to go to pee more often than not. And sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes, and I drink a lot of water, but sometimes it's just a trickle. It's not even like I have to go to the bathroom to urinate. I go because I feel like this pressure on my bladder. And I'm like, what? And then, because I still have my cycle at 53, and I say that because I'm still amazed, because some places tell me that by 51 I shouldn't have it. Other things that I read say I have up to, I think they said 58 or 54, something like that. I think 58, I think I would just fall out on the floor. But, I have the worst PMS-like symptoms, I really do. Where sometimes I know that my cycle is coming, and then other times it just shows up. And then some days it lasts 3 days, and other days it'll last 7 days. And how about the itchy skin? OMG, OMG, OMG. That right there, where I feel like my skin is crawling. My sheets are clean, my pajamas are clean. I take a shower, the whole nine. I put lotion on. And I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, I'm at a point now where sometimes even my skin feels dry. My nails are brittle, which I've never had. I've always had rock solid nails. My nails have always been strong, right? I don't know if my hair is falling out because my hair is locked. So I'm not sure about that one. But I know that, you do lose hair, as we age, your skin, everything. But where my nails are brittle and my skin is itching, and it's the worst to have my skin itching. I just can't. Then I'm irritable some days. Some days I'm extremely tired, or I can't concentrate, and I feel like I'm a squirrel. Like I'm thinking about one thing, focused on it, and then boom, I move on to the next. And I haven't even finished my first project, and I have to make myself focus, because I'm like, I won't get the job done if I don't focus. So I just, these are my changes. I'm not saying that this is going to happen to you. I'm not saying that, well, actually, it may happen to you. I don't know. But what I do know is that this is where I'm at, because today's the day that I can't sleep. That's another thing. Sleep escapes me. Like some days I'm dead to the world, and some days like today, I'm tired. I'm physically tired. I feel tired, but I just can't fall asleep, right? So now insomnia is here, and I just have to laugh. So am I laughing in this segment? Yeah, I really am, because I don't even know where to put myself some days. And even right now, as I'm recording this, I am just like, God, please, somebody just help me get through this change of life, right? Because it's truly a change of life. It changes every aspect of your life, right? Where you're trying to figure it out. And I'm just like, my hormones are all over the place. I haven't done a blood test in a while. Because when I did it at the age of 50, yes, I was definitely still in perimenopause, which is interesting also because most of my friends, my age, my high school mates, most of them, I don't know them all, so I can't speak for all, but from what I understand, they don't have a cycle anymore, or they stopped having a cycle. Some people I know stopped having a cycle at 48 years old. I wasn't so blessed to not have that. And this isn't a complaint, but it's definitely an observation that I'm still at 53 years old, still having a cycle. That I'm still walking through this road of perimenopause into menopause. One of my girlfriends didn't see a cycle for 11 months, and then all of a sudden it came again. And I just was like, what in the world? I think I would have cried. I really do. I mean, most days I cry when I feel like my cycle is coming. And I still have an app on my phone to track my cycle so that I can see when I'm ovulating, right? Not that I'm having any babies. I'm not interested in having any children. My daughter is grown. I'm good. But obviously they call that, when you do get pregnant at this stage in age in life, they call it the menopause baby, right? Or like, so yeah, no, that's not something that I would like. Anyone who knows me knows that that's not where I'm at. And I find it beautiful that we as women can now openly talk about menopause, whereas before women didn't want to talk about it. There was shame attached to it, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. It definitely needs to be talked about. Some women can take hormone replacements. Due to the nature of my family and certain cancers and things like that, hormone replacement for me would not be wise. So I don't fall into the category of being able to take hormone replacements. And even with teas and certain herbal medicines, I have been told, even by the naturalist, to be mindful on how I take them or what I take, right? And I recommend that you please see your doctor before you take any hormones or any of the above, to soothe your hot flashes, to soothe your mood swings, to soothe any part of that. Please seek and speak to your GYN or your primary care, because it's important. Because sometimes you can mask, or it can be masked. I can't, forgive me, but by something else. It could be an underlying issue going on, and you won't know unless you see your doctor. So please go and see your doctor before you try any remedies for menopause or perimenopause. I'm glad that we are at a place where we can talk about it. I remember saying this recently, because I'm like, now that Oprah's talking about it, and Gail, and all these famous people, now it seems like it's the norm. It's okay to talk about menopause. But for someone like me, who comes from a Latin West Indian background, it wasn't talked about, right? It was seen, but it definitely was not talked about. And I was determined, and continue to be determined, to talk about what I go through, right? Because I know that I'm not alone. There are 8 billion people in this planet. So I definitely know that I'm not alone going through menopause. It is a rite of passage, right? And I'm thankful to be here on this rite of passage. But I definitely want it to be documented for my children, for my children's children, and so on and so forth. And for anyone who wants to talk about it and understands what it means to go through it. I mean, I have aunts who've never had never had to worry about menopause. They didn't have a hot flash. They didn't have a night sweat. They didn't have anything. Or maybe they did, but they just didn't notice it, or it was mild. Because even if you have mood swings in and of itself can either be depression or it can be a part of menopause, right? So, or the itchy skin, or the loss in libido, that too is a part of menopause and perimenopause. Actually, it's a part of perimenopause also. So the loss in libido can be a part of that. So I just will ask you again, as I do each and every time I do talk about this, to please make sure that you get your blood test. Now, I saw recently, I think it's called Clear Blue. Clear Blue has a little stick, almost like a pregnancy stick, where you can see where you are at in your perimenopause to menopause transition, which I thought was ingenious. I thought that was the best thing ever, because how many of us really need to know where we are in our transition of not midlife crisis, but in our transition of change of life, right? I would have loved that test then, but I went through the blood test, which is definitely more accurate, but I would have loved to have had that test. So tell me, where are you in your perimenopause or menopause walk? And I will say this to the younger audience. You may think that you're not there, but you never know. I mean, I'm looking at all the things nowadays that are happening at younger and younger ages, right? And how women's bodies are changing due to the environment, due to stress. Oh, and stress, ladies. Stress is not good for your body, period. Okay? Not good. So please try your best to reduce your stress. Because stress is not good for the body at all. And as a woman, it's even worse. Where higher rates of heart attacks and all kinds of cancers and all kinds of diseases, and that's not good for you. So I would ask that you please, meditation is good, relaxation, time alone, just some tea and a book, more sleep. Those things are necessary. And even exercise. I said it, and I don't really care for exercise. But a good 10-minute workout, a good 10-minute walk, a brisk walk, something to get your blood flowing and get your mind right is necessary for you. And I would ask that you please take the time to do some self-care, right? Because it is so important, even on this journey of perimenopause and menopause. Oh, because why do I say that? Especially with exercise, because there's weight gain, right? Not everyone, nothing is ever all. But there is weight gain is associated also with menopause and in that. So this is why I encourage you to get out there, get some exercise in your daily life, start developing healthy habits as you get older. It is necessary. Your body will thank you. Try your best to de-stress. Try your best to get some good sleep. Sleep is essential. Although, like I told you, I cannot sleep right now. My body's like, nope, we're not doing that right now. I'm tired. I am physically tired. But when I lay down to close my eyes, there is no sleep. So I am recording this, and I hope that it helps someone, because I just needed to talk about it. I needed to express how I was feeling. And if you are someone who still has your cycle and you're older than 53, I want to hear from you. I really do, because I want to know what you're going through, how you're feeling. I'm truly, genuinely interested. I love women. I think that we are beautiful, wonderfully made. And God has done an amazing job with making us. And how we are able to just stand and bear the weight of so many things. So I'd like to know if you are older than 53 and you still have a cycle, or if you're in your 60s and you finished your cycle at, I don't know, anything past 53. I want to know. I want to know where you are right now. I want to know how you're feeling. I want to know what you went through. I'm genuinely interested because I want to get your story out there. So you can email me at You can email me at blackgirljoyllc@gmail.com and share your story with me. If you'd like to tell your story on my podcast, I would love to have you. I thank you guys for taking the time to listen to me today. I know it's been a while since I've talked about my journey in menopause or my journey in Chiari. I will talk more about my Chiari journey. October 2nd made 9 years that I was Chiari 1 malformation decompression. I had my decompression. And yes, other things have happened along the way with my Chiari. But I thank God that I'm still here to even talk about it and bring awareness to Chiari 1 malformation. All right. I thank you guys. I love you. Be blessed, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.